Good morning and welcome to a special daybreak edition of Gardening at Night. It's gardening in the morning. I don't know, but we are here on the couch again. And I don't know about you, but I'm dressed up in honor of Lady G, who passed to the great broiler in the sky this morning quite unexpectedly, like we were all expecting Mitch McConnell. Nobody was expecting Lindsey Graham, but there you go. Like an appetizer they bring out when your entree took too long. So I've got chartreuse in my coffee, and I've got from Standard Farms, I've got Stargazer, and so we're doing a little wake and bake this morning. And we're going to, we were recently in Erie, weren't we?
We were recently in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, which, for those of you who don't know, that's where I was born and raised, and where my parents still live. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hope you're proud. And so we wanted to tell a story that's very Erie-centric. By the way, this is Scott. I'm Kathy, and there's something on my nose that is making it itch, so I apologize that I keep doing this. I don't know what it is. Anyway, so hair. Okay.
So normally we would pick a topic that one of us knows nothing about. In this case, we're picking a topic that theoretically we both know about, but I've done a ton of research over the last 2 weeks since we got back from Erie. And
we only got back to from Erie less than a week ago. So awesome with the time travel stuff. I like that. So he's done a bunch of research, and I'm going to start by telling the story that I remember from going to the Watson Curtsey Mansion, the Erie Historical Museum, in grade school, like maybe even kindergarten. And I'm going to tell you what I remember from visiting the museum when I was little. And all of you Erie folks probably already know where I'm going with this. But if you don't, so Erie County has the coolest museum. It's a big Gilded Age, Richardsonian, Romanesque mansion down on 6th Street. Previously owned by the Watson family, the Curtsey family, hence the Watson Curtsey Mansion. Anyway, the museum's been in there forever. And when I was little, which was like a long, long time ago, we used to go on school trips to the museum, and I used to just want to go because I'm a weirdo, and I just like to go to the museum. Well, in the basement was the coolest thing. There was like, I think it was like 100-gallon, really freaking big cast iron pot, like a cauldron. Like, you know, when you think of like, is it Lear or Macbeth with the witches?
Macbeth.
Like when you think of the witches like dancing around their cauldron and stuff, like this is that cauldron. Like you could fit a body in it. And guess what? They did. Because that was the pot that they boiled Mad Anthony Wayne in after he died. And they boiled him down to his bones. And we have that pot. So, so this is going to be the story of Mad Anthony Wayne. And I'm going to tell you now everything I know about Mad Anthony Wayne.
All right.
And the pot that they boiled him in. So Mad Anthony Wayne was, his name was Anthony Wayne, and he was a soldier, and he fought in the Revolution, and probably like War of 1812 if he was in Erie. 1812, French and Indian, one of those you told me the Western...
The Northwest Indian War.
The Northwest Indian War. which I'm sure was really a righteous cause for.
Which is the war between the Revolution and the War of 1812.
Because we just apparently just needed to fuck shit up. So anyway, he fought in stuff, and he there's a blockhouse named for him, but I don't know why. But there's a blockhouse named for him in Erie, but like when he died, he wasn't from Erie, and he was from New York, and they wanted his body back, or whatever, Victorians, weird. Anyway, so they had to boil him down to just his bones, which they did in that big pot, because it's going to be hot in that big silver pot. Except this one was black, and it was cast iron. I think it should have been. If it's not, then they've been lying to me for a long time.
I have seen this pot. It is cast iron.
Yes. And so they boiled him down and they shipped his bones back, but like somewhere along the road, like they lost one of his bones. I don't exactly. And like apparently his ghost haunts like the turnpike looking for his bone. And like we have the bot, and I've seen the bot, and that's.
Are you ready for like
that's
more information that you'll ever want to know about Anthony Wayne?
Sure, because that's what I know about Anthony Wayne.
So, to start, Anthony Wayne was born on January 1st. Like on January 1st in Waynesboro, which is a borough in Chester County, Pennsylvania, which is on the outskirts of Philadelphia. His family had already been in the United States long enough to have a town or a borough named after them.
Oh, okay.
Yes. His father's name was Isaac, and he had served as a chaplain in the French and Indian Wars and raised his son on stories of his exploits. He also had a couple of siblings. I couldn't find a ton of mention of them. But his father was a tanner and a farmer, but his uncle was a teacher.
Oh.
So Isaac sent him to his uncle for his education, and his uncle was like, "You're not that smart."
Okay.
But he taught him surveying. Nope, go say it. Surveying.
Surveying. So the people who are making up the borders, you picked the kid who was not that smart.
Because he can read a map. Actually, he's pretty good at reading a map.
Okay.
All right.
Why did they call him Mad Anthony Wayne?
We're going to get to that. But that doesn't come along for a while yet.
Okay.
Because we're still in 1761.
Okay.
Where he finishes his education with his uncle. He goes to the University of Philadelphia. In 1763, he marries Mary Penrose, prominent family in the area around Philadelphia. In 1765, he's sent up to Nova Scotia to survey. Guess who he's sent by?
Alexander Hamilton.
That would be wildly incorrect, but this guy's gonna show up a lot in the story. It is none other than Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin is like, "Hey, I need you to go scout survey some land in Nova Scotia."
Nova Scotia.
So, because of his family connections, because he's married to Mary Penrose, he's yes, it's a prominent family. When the American Revolution starts like getting itself started. He helps raise troops from around his area in Pennsylvania, as everybody kind of was at that time. And he was pretty fond of fancy dressing, so his nickname at the time was Dandy Wayne.
Dandy Wayne, this is perfect on the death of Lady G that we're doing Dandy Wayne. See, I was right with the feathers,
perfect.
with the chartreuse.
And there are etchings, drawings of him at the time. He's wearing a large feather in his hat. You could tell he likes the clothes.
I'm gonna start a band called the Dandy Waynes.
I think that'll work. So
We're gonna play ska.
So he was sent up to the Battle of Quebec to assist Benedict Arnold in
Quebec.
1775.
Wait, Benedict Arnold.
Benedict Arnold.
Okay.
At the time, Benedict Arnold's, I think it was one of his supporting lieutenants, was a guy named James Wilkinson. He's going to factor in pretty prominently into this story as well. The Battle of Quebec did not go well, but...
Was that where they were on the fields of Abraham?
Yes. But Wayne acquitted himself well and was promoted and returned to Pennsylvania. There were a bunch of battles around Pennsylvania, and he found himself involved in the Battle of Paoli Tavern, which is out by
Silver Springs.
No.
The
It's
Poconos.
No, it's right around Philadelphia. It's part of the Philadelphia campaign.
I mean, you could. The Poconos aren't that far.
So in this battle, a British general by the name of Charles, who had the nickname of No Flint, Gray, leads a late night bayonet charge against Wayne's troops, where Wayne just gets decimated
By the No Scrubs guy.
by the No Flint guy, Charles Gray. Yeah. So
Earl Grey and TLC.
I got
Is
no
it
idea where you're.
TLC?
No.
Sang No Scrubs.
No, it's Salt and Pepper.
Salt and Pepper. Oh my God! Take my Gen X card.
At least
Anyway.
that's, I think. I'm not sure.
Okay, you can correct us.
So, after that night attack in Paoli, there are a couple of people.
Pennsylvania, not Indiana.
Yes. There are a couple of people who are saying that Wayne was careless and got surprised through negligence. And Wayne was like, oh, no, I was doing my thing. He would not let the accusation stand, and he demanded that he be court-martialed. General Washington, who had given him the orders to go and station himself for the action, where he was surprised, said, you don't have to do this. You really don't have to do this. And Wayne was like, no, I want to be court-martialed. I want to have to defend myself. I don't want to have this stuff just keep swirling around.
It must be nice. It must be nice to have Washington on your side.
It was nice, and now he's got two really prominent founding fathers on his side. Washington, who likes him because he's pretty much a surveyor, and he did what he was told, even though it cost him some pretty serious stuff. And Ben Franklin, because he's from, Ben Franklin's area. So he gets court-martialed. They acquit him. That restores his standings, and he continues his military career, which includes the Battle of Monmouth. In the winter campaign of 1777, Wayne gets encircled. He has to fight his way out. He has his men fix their bayonets and run at the British line, and then just keep running. Run at them, like scream bloody murder, run through the line, and then keep going.
Highway to. Sorry, that. Ooh.
So
Teach his own.
he keeps fighting. In 1778,
He keeps fighting until 1778.
I mean, it's still the revolution. It's still happening.
Oh, not these.
Not
this-
continuously.
not the same battle.
Not the same battle.
What the hell?
But in 1778, the brutal winter at Valley Forge, Wayne is like, he's offered rifles for his men, and he's like, no, we'll keep our muskets, you keep your rifles, and take whatever money you were going to spend on rifles and get my guys boots, like good boots, not these shitty boots that they came with. So
Kinky boots.
maybe a little kinky. So later on in 1779, he is charged with, he's up at Stony Point in New York, right? And Washington's like, you go take Stony Point. And he's like, I got this. So he fixes,
Hello, bitches.
he has his people, he has his guys do a late night bayonet charge at Stony Point.
And then just keep running like Forrest Gump?
And this time they stick around, they slaughter. Like,
They slay.
they slay.
Yes,
So
queen.
the result of that is,
Yes, queen. Yes, queen.
okay. So his tactics win praise, and he gets like a grazing musket shot to the head, so he's bleeding after the battle. But the thing is,
Whoops, I'll be right back. Got shot in the head.
George Washington is the one who's like, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do the bayonet charge, you're gonna go like up the hill at like midnight, and you're gonna just kill everybody. And so George Washington is the one that told him to do it, but he gets all the credit for it.
He didn't come up with the idea on his own. He was just following orders.
Right. Now, according to my sources, he has still not earned the nickname of Mad
Not
at this
yet.
point. Still not.
So then why have you told me all of this?
So we're going to keep going. Because it just gets weirder. So in 1781, he's in the Battle of Yorktown. He gets trapped by General Cornwallis and escapes through a bayonet charge. Like during...
So he just likes to run at people with pointy things.
He completely does. He does seem to have an affection for the writings of Caesar.
Shish kebab.
He has a tendency to quote Caesar. He has a tendency to quote Shakespeare. So he's showing his education. But at Yorktown, he gets shot in the leg. This bullet, never removed during his lifetime. So
everything about him makes me want to sing I'm a sailor peg and I lost my leg.
he does not lose his leg yet.
No, he loses his leg after he's dead and it falls out of the cart.
Yep, pretty much. However, 1781 is where he actually gains the nickname. So he's Dandy Wayne all the way up to this. Stony Point, Dandy Wayne. Gets a gash on his head, he's Dandy Wayne. However, in a biography on Wayne by Paul D. Nelson, he's like considered the definitive biography. The name came into being in the early winter of 1781 when Wayne's Pennsylvania division was in winter quarters at Morristown, New Jersey. The story goes that New Jersey law officers arrested a soldier known as the Commodore, also known as Jimmy the Drover. All the best nicknames are in this story. Jimmy the Drover. And the guy like says, no, Anthony Wayne's gonna gonna cover for me. I'm doing his work, right?
I'm doing God's work.
But Wayne is like, no, man, you're gonna get flogged. We're just gonna have you whipped. So Jimmy the Drover supposedly responds, Anthony is mad. Farewell to you. Clear the coast for the Commodore. Mad Anthony's friend. And everybody's like, oh shit, that fits. Like, he's that version of crazy. Or he's just that angry. It's really hard to tell. So Wayne finishes the American Revolution in Georgia. He assists Nathaniel Greene in his Savannah campaign. And while defending his troops from Muskogee and Cherokee attacks, he contracts malaria. And if you know anything about malaria comes and goes. When he got it the first time, it really came hard. He thought he was going to die. The Muskogee decided that they were going to attack. And he's like, we're all going to die together. So this is going to be our thing. This is where we stand. And then his troops really come through. They repel this attack. And the Muskogee Indians and the Cherokee are repelled. They go back into the woods. And Georgia is like, you saved us, and grants him about 4,000 acres of land.
Oh fuck! I don't like him if he like helped. Georgia.
Oh wait, it gets weirder and better. So he has like 4,000 acres and
a mule
in Georgia, but Georgia does not give him any slaves to work this massive plantation, and he's got his home in Pennsylvania, outside of Radnor, and he doesn't go home. He goes to Georgia.
Millions of peaches for me.
He still doesn't have any slaves, so what does he do?
Good.
He opens a line of credit with some Dutch bankers, buys 50 slaves, never pays the Dutch bankers.
Okay, first of all, he enslaved a bunch of people. He did not buy slaves.
I think he bought pre-enslaved people. They were like already enslaved. He just like bought.
He paid to enslave them.
He paid somebody for people. Yes.
Okay.
So
he was an enslaver.
He was absolutely. He was more than that. He was also like a very conservative aristocrat supporting person. Like he was like, yeah, we can have this democracy as long as this democracy is only like, you know, really smart and really wealthy people and really white people and men, only men. So he does represent Georgia at the state convention that ratifies the United States Constitution in 1788. And he presented credentials as a representative elect from Georgia to the Second Congress. However, he does not get permanently seated in the Second Congress. His election was disputed. He says he narrowly defeated James Jackson. Jackson challenges the result. This contestation raises questions about, one, Wayne's legal residency in Georgia. Because, like, he still has a wife and kids in Pennsylvania. And there are a bunch of counties in Georgia that, like, have more votes than people, or more votes than registered people. So the House of Representatives investigates the case and declares that Wayne has not been duly elected. His seat is vacated. Georgia has to hold a special election later that year.
Election.
And Wayne decides he's not going to run again for that.
It's
It's bonkers.
Is this 250 years ago, or is
This like last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, Washington knows that two things are true, right? One, Anthony Wayne is broke. And number two, he doesn't have a job right now. So he taps Anthony Wayne to reform the United States Army into a more effective fighting force, right? And Wayne, being a fan of Caesar, he decides he's going to call it the American Legion. And here's where, like, the question of Anthony Wayne as, like, crazy mad or mad Anthony Wayne as angry mad really, like, questions can be asked. The person who is, like, second in line for this position of, like, Commodore of the United States Legion,
Alexander Hamilton.
afraid not. But you'll recognize this name. It's James Wilkinson. So,
James Wilkinson. It doesn't
it's not
roll off the. Yeah.
Nope.
It also doesn't rhyme with Sir.
I know. It's
Er.
pretty terrible in that way.
Okay.
So, he is tasked with pursuing the Northwest Indian War, which is like him fighting the Huron Confederacy out of Detroit.
Because colonizers gotta colonize.
And this is where he engages in some battles. He doesn't really see a ton of service, but he's an absolute dick to his men. He's like, your discipline is nothing. You don't have any. As a matter of fact, he like is constantly berating people. He, like, if you're pulled into his tent, you know you're gonna get chewed out. He has 2 guys shot for falling asleep at watch.
Okay, we're a half hour into this.
I know it, and we're just about to the best part.
Well, he's not dead, so.
In November 1796, he is traveling from Detroit, like after the wars, right? The Northwest Indian Wars are kind of done. His second in command is James Wilkinson. James Wilkinson, it turns out, does not like Anthony Wayne.
Okay.
I
could.
For like a variety of reasons. But James Wilkinson also had been in the pay of the Spanish and had been doing like business with the Spanish.
Business.
He
He's making $250 doing some business with the
may
Spanish.
have also been working with Aaron Burr
Sir.
to try to sell Kentucky to the French.
I would be cool with being French right now. Also, Aaron Burr was the better person.
Oh, no.
And he's been villainized.
He rightfully villainized. I can say
Aaron
that.
Burr?
Aaron Burr. Yeah, because Aaron Burr had, like, was accused of treason for collaborating with the French. His association with Wilkinson is questionable at best. Wilkinson, very much a spy.
I'm still Team Burr.
Okay, you can still be Team Burr. But Wilkinson had been trained as a doctor. Like, he had taken classes in medicine when he was growing up. Wayne starts suffering from what his contemporaries call a severe attack of gout. Some people say he actually gets just a wicked bad stomach ulcer. But it worsens, and then he ends up at the Fort Presque Isle.
Oh, so he wasn't even there for the Battle of Lake Erie shit?
Nope, not even there. Already done.
So the only thing he did in Erie is die here.
Yep. Just died. And died ignobly. He had tried to summon a physician from Pittsburgh because he doesn't trust Wilkinson, because he had just found out that Wilkinson had been like
they didn't like each other.
doing stuff with the Spanish, and Wilkinson was
Doing stuff.
getting paid by the Spanish for information. So like Wilkinson knows that the gig is up, right? And Wayne is like, you don't get to touch anything. But he's like, I'm the only doctor around, and I can save you. Needless to say, Wayne dies at Fort Presque Isle. And that's...
Fort Presque Isle, here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
That's where this all comes together.
So Wilkinson has motive, opportunity, the knowledge to do it all,
and doesn't,
and may or may not have killed Anthony Wayne.
Well, Anthony Wayne was kind of an asshole, so okay, I'm cool with it.
Yep, and he dies at about 2:00 in the morning on December 15th. He was 51 years old, almost 52.
That's how old I am.
I know. So for the next 12 years, his body stays buried in a simple coffin with tacks with his initials and the date of his death, or just the year of his death, buried at the blockhouse, or at the fort, right?
At the fort. Okay.
And then,
which is where the blockhouse is.
Wayne's daughter, Margreta, decides that she's got to get her dad's body back. So she tells Wayne's son, Isaac Wayne, who's a colonel at this point,
her brother,
her younger brother, to go and get dad's body. So he travels all the way across Pennsylvania. If you're familiar with Pennsylvania roads, you pretty much take Route 322 to get 3/4 of the way across the state. And then you have this last quarter of the diagonal of the state that there's no good way to get around. And Isaac has to traverse that. So, when they open Wayne's coffin, they find that his body was still remarkably preserved.
Because he was a vampire.
Probably because he was poisoned with arsenic. More evidence that James Wilkinson was just killing the guy.
Nice!
Yes.
Playing the long game. Would you like these almond cookies with powdered sugar?
Would you like some tea? Yeah, this tastes like bitter almonds.
Mm-hmm. See, and that would be like the easiest way to poison me.
Yes. Oh, bitter stuff? Yes,
yeah.
Please. So Isaac gets there. It's 12 years.
Chartreuse in my coffee, bitches!
It's 12 years after his dad has died. They pull his body out.
And he's like, hey, what up?
And it's like, oh no, this body is fine. But Isaac is in like a small carriage. He doesn't have room for a full coffin. So they're like, well, what are we going to do? And they go, well, we've got this
You're
giant...
going in the soup.
So
That's it. He had to go in the soup.
So they undress him. They put his body. They boil the meat off of his bones.
Yum.
I
did not just say that.
They then take all the meat and the clothes, put it back in the box that he came from, and rebury that. may or may not have lost the bones at that point.
Oh, like the missing
The
bone.
missing bones. May be still
Yeah,
up at
because
Fort
maybe he
Greene.
got shot in the fucking leg.
Well, I'm
and-
thinking that musket ball that he got shot in the leg,
Ain't-
tank in the bottom.
It's like the little thing when you get the like in science class and you put the little thing in the bottom
the
when
stirrer.
it's the stirrer. That's
Yeah.
what the musket ball was. And that, yeah.
So they separate the body and the bones, right? The bones go with Isaac, nice box, something mailable, something that fits on his carriage.
As long as they didn't label it Anne Spaulding or deliver it to somebody who was also named Anthony Wayne, but was still alive.
Yep.
That's
So Isaac has to get all the way across Pennsylvania again.
that sucks even today in a car.
Yes. And I have taken that road a lot.
Yeah, but yeah.
So his bones, the ones that made it all the way back, because the story is that Isaac gets back, he unpacks these bones, he shows them to Marguerite. Marguerite's like, "That's great. Where's his leg?"
Yeah, because he was shipping up to Boston to find his wooden leg.
So, needless to say, most of Anthony Wayne's bones are buried in Radnor, Pennsylvania, at St. David's Episcopal Church. Well, they still maintain the casket at Fort Presque Isle.
For his soft parts.
Yes. So
and so are we not even going to then talk about like the fact that he supposedly haunts the road? Are you just leaving that out?
So the road that he haunts is 322,
Yeah.
including the section by Centralia.
Oh, where it's all on fire.
So he haunts the entire road between Erie and Philadelphia.
We have to drive that sometime.
I will happily drive it as long as, we don't stay too long in Du Bois, where the paper factory is. Where it smells like sulfur all the time.
Kind of like Butchertown in Louisville. And then people move to Butchertown.
And then they wonder
They
why
complain that it smells like a slaughterhouse. And people have to go because of the slaughterhouse.
So the biography on this is massive. Early American
The
Election, Second
bibliography?
Congress. Yes, the bibliography is massive. Early American Legend, Second Congress, Georgia, 1791, for mapping early American elections.
What is from the CIA?
That is David
from
Welker's
David Welker. Okay.
Review of American traitor General James Wilkinson's Betrayal of the Republic and Escape from Justice. Studies in Intelligence, Volume 68, Number 2, June 2024. Massachusetts Historical Society,
National
Sarah
Park
Hume,
Service.
The Double Life of James Wilkinson, National Park Service, their article on General Anthony Wayne at the Valley Forge Historical National Park. U.S. History, the article Paoli Massacre from ushistory.org.
We do not have to go through all of this.
The Hagen History Center, Jeff
We got to
Sharon's
give a shout out to the Hagen History Center.
Rendering and the Story of General Mad Anthony Wayne. Maybe not so eerie after all. That's out of the Hagen History Center blog. Hugh T. Harrington's Was General Anthony Wayne Murdered in the Journal of the American Revolution. He also wrote The Bizarre Story of General Mad Anthony Wayne's Body, both at AmericanRevolution.org. What else?
New York Public Library, the Ohio History
Connection. Pennsylvania Jack, The Bones of Mad Anthony Wayne, off of Pennsylvania Jack. I think those are all the important ones. Oh, and the University of Michigan, William M. L. Clements Library, Anthony Wayne Family Papers, 1681 to 1913, Finding Aid. There you go. So that's the crazy on Mad Anthony Wayne.
Dude was dick.
Dude was a dick. Oh my God, such a dick. But the guy who killed him, so much worse.
Also, my pro Burr people, I need you all to like get on this because
Pro Burr people, you've got to explain why Aaron Burr was not like arrested, tried, and executed as a traitor for his dealings with one, James Wilkinson, and number two, his dealings with France, like between the American Revolution and
I like him
the
because
War of
he was a
1812.
liberal and pro women's rights and anti-slavery, and
Oh.
he tried to get all that shit in there.
I know very little about him right now except for like the association with Wilkinson. So
yeah.
that is for you to tell me.
Oh God, I'm gonna do in defense of Aaron Burr.
That's the story. That's what I got.
Anyway, so Bashir for president.
I'm gonna go grab my coffee.
Okay, I thought he had on his "You either love sponge candy or you're wrong."
No, mine is blizzards
and-
and lake effect and flurries and slush.
Yeah, so shout out to Erie. I was gonna wear my JMC Ice Arena T-shirt, but it's in the laundry.
All right.
So,
See ya, everybody.
mahalo, bitches.